Hello everyone, it's lovely to be here, and I agree entirely with Malcolm to about the flagrantly ironic slide of a sales pitch. Standing here wearing a t-shirt that says crosses out consumer rights citizen and then invites you to purchase my book. I have been part of Notwestminster for the last few years, and it was such a wonderful gathering because I think what's in this room always is a very deep belief in people as a starting point. And the moment, and many of you know actually, those of you who've been to Notwestminster before have heard me talk about this idea of a shift from thinking of people as consumers to thinking of people as citizens, and what that does in organisations when they start working from that. And I want to just say a little word though about why I decided to write the book and when I decided to write it. The book comes out in a few weeks, and I'm very proud of it. But like the ideas and this idea of the shift is what really matters. But going back to this moment, I want to just invite you to think back to March 2020 and where we all were and the conversation that was going on in the world when we started seeing the pictures from China and from Italy, and we started really understanding what we were about to be facing. And I want to invite you just to remember for yourselves, like, what the reaction actually was, the way the street WhatsApp groups and the mutual aid networks sprung up, and the way the viral kindness postcards dropped through people's letterboxes. Did anyone else get one of those? Did people know what I'm talking about, the viral kindness postcards? A few hands up and nods. Little postcards that just said, do you need any help? Like, here's my details, I'll speak. And then remember that day when they launched the NHS First Responders Scheme. People remember that? Who remembers that? And they're expecting 250,000 sign-ups in 3 weeks, and the website crashed and we got 750,000 in 48 hours. And like that, I think, is actually a really powerful analogy to what Alex has talked about just before Peter, about that moment of going, no, we can do this, right? And I want to just invite you to kind of sit in that memory and know that is actually who we are, because this was and then the moment that I actually decided to write the book came in May that year, when, if you remember, the messaging from government changed. So it had been stay home, and it became stay alert. And I was staring at that, and then there was all this confusion in the country. What the hell do I think they're doing? And what I think we have to realise is that we're in this moment in time where we can't even see actually what we're all capable of. We're in this moment in time when the sort of the big narratives don't see who we really are. And so the result was that we went from what I would call a subject message, stay home, the government will protect you, COVID is an invisible nugget, to a consumer message, stay alert, look out for number one, personal responsibility. Whoever gets COVID is sort of their own fault, it's down to us. But what was happening in that moment actually was that we were reasserting our deeper, truer nature as citizens. We were coming together, we were fixing it ourselves, we were doing it. And the institutions of our society were opening up and getting behind it. I know loads of people in this room who are part of anchor projects in Kirklees, and the way the council here, but also all over the country, opened up and came in behind. We started to do this stuff, but we started to do it because this is who we are as humans, right? This is actually human nature. And this was the sort of great realization of the research for my book, going back through like human history and finding that the pirates is one lovely example of that. Actually, like every time there's a moment when an idea of ourselves and a possibility of organizing together and kind of getting stuff sorted comes up, we start to take it. And actually, the deepest memory of this I came across was this lovely phrase, campfire democracy, from like how we actually organized ourselves as hunter-gatherers. So this is deep within us, but I think what I want to offer today, and the thing I want to sort of put into this room, particularly in the moment in time we're now living in, which is a very new one just in the last 48 hours, right, is that this is a moment when this story, this idea of ourselves, actually could, for the first time probably in at least written history, could really become the way we organise. It is possible with the technologies, and I don't just mean the digital technologies, I mean the offline technologies, like citizens' assemblies, but so much more. It is possible that we could step into a way of organising our societies that is based on tapping into the ideas and energy and resources of everyone and finding a way forward that is built on the deep understanding that all of us are smarter than any of us, and that actually we all want to contribute. So just to sort of leave you with that today, I think I wanted to just give you a very quick taste of the way the Taiwanese government has sort of leaned into this in this time, and and the way they have responded. They responded to COVID in particular. So when we were moving from stay home and kind of subject to stay alert and consumer, the Taiwanese government were going, no, our people are our greatest resource, and we're going to tap into them. And so they set up open source challenges where the citizens of the country, software hackers, were challenged to design programs that could track where PPE was and where the virus was and how it might spread. And they set up a phone line where any citizen could ring in with ideas for how the country's response could be better, with a voicemail recorded by the president herself. And a 6-year-old boy rang in with an idea and ended up on the national press conference 3 days later. There's so much, and I could go on and on, but I'm being waved at by Dave with a 1 minute that I suspect is an understatement. But I just want to say to you, like, that example of Taiwan, I think we can look at and just go, this is actually possible at a nation scale. I think we can also, in fact, to some extent, look at Ukraine and how they're holding out so powerfully by tapping into citizens, not just the central power. And I just want to say to you, this is the work, right? This in this room, of figuring out how we can change these systems and work together, is the work in this moment in time. And so I'm going to shut up now, but I just want to leave you with this sort of deep belief that humans are citizens by nature. The task of our time is to try and figure out how we can run societies in a way that taps into that truth. And this is the work. Thanks, Hannah.